for this team.
As we get set to face off here in the A-10 Men's Lacrosse Championship, this right here is going to be one of the most fun matchups all day. Luca Accardo and Chenoy, two of the best, set to go at each other today. Accardo was outstanding against St. Joe's, and he starts strong here, putting High Point on offense first.
Picking up where he left off the other day. Pounder from Illinois.
Accardo wins it again. Accardo gives it off to the right and Robbins, and it allows High Point all of a sudden, and it's Anthony Dicenso out to try and take this one against Accardo. And it's going to be one again. You know, before the game, you and I had an opportunity to talk to some people around this High Point program, and they say Accardo, when it comes to his fitness in particular, one of the hardest working players on this team. One
of the hardest working guys. And try to see if he can spark this offense.
3:17 to go, first quarter. High Point with a 2-1 lead. And their first face-off win of the day, as well as Chenoy defeats Accardo, and he's attacking to the left and score! Lucas Littlejohn on the goal, all set up by Chenoy.
Just when we're talking about the difference of face-offs and what they can mean, Chenoy wins the ball forward. He gets a 4-on-3 fast break, and Littlejohn with the big shot in the back of net to tie this game. That's how quickly Richmond can get into this game. If they can win a few face-offs here, the difference with their offense and getting the ball to their playmakers like they did there, the bouncer overhand thinks he's going short side, he guesses. Littlejohn goes far side, and we're all tied up at 2.
9 seconds, the difference between 2-0 and 2-2. And now this one's won by Jackson Strickland off the face-off.
Nothing like Strickland coming off the bench cold to win a face-off there. 2 straight face-off wins.
Go here, first quarter of the A-10 Men's Lacrosse Championship. Accardo and Chenoy on the face-off. Accardo pushes it forward. Is he going to be able to get to it? Ground ball still loose and volleyed about. And Richmond able to scoop it. That was a battle.
That's a battle. And that's the difference, is usually Richmond has found a way to kind of neutralize Accardo at the face-off X. Let's see if they can continue to do that in the second quarter.
Yeah, 50-50 right now. Each team 3 for 6 on face-offs. And Richmond's going to go ahead as Chenoy wins the face-off here. Out to the left, Littlejohn looking for a second off the face-off. Puts it wide, but it will stay with the Spiders.
Thank you.
Accardo and Chenoy. Ground ball still loose. Richmond wins it again. Pennefeather Stevenson in front, and O'Neill just couldn't get it cleanly. Able to save it as Littlejohn. Accardo and Chenoy. And this time it was won by High Point, but Richmond got it quickly off the turnover. Lucas Littlejohn.
Chenoy won the initial clamp, and he just pushed it forward. And High Point actually had a guard to give Richmond the lead.
Another turnover off the face-off, that time forced by Tommy Stull.
Tommy Stull, he's more like Tommy Stud. He's a first team A-10 member.
This time it's Anthony Dicenso out to take it. Sweeps it back, wins it, but now High Point trying to give Richmond a little taste of their own medicine and create the turnover after the face-off win.
It's going to be a loose ball push. It's going to stay with High Point here. Huge call for them. Accardo, that's what he does. He is low to the ground. He is tough. He actually wins it, and just...
It's Accardo and Chenoy. And Accardo able to win it. But those two are battling with everything they have.
And then, right, that's a man-down face-off. So yeah. Richmond is 3 guys.
Huge 68 seconds just before halftime.
It looked bleak there for the Panthers for a couple of minutes as Richmond started to go on their run. Now High Point's going on their run to make it a one-goal game. It's cliche, Mike, but it really is. It is a game of runs, and High Point right now has got the hot hand and all the momentum going on their side.
Scott Moore. Not the cleanest possession you've ever seen. Battle for the ground ball. And possession is going to go to Richmond.
Yeah, Scott Moore looking kind of like cradling like he had an egg in the stick there. Goal here, going into halftime to make this a one-goal game. So he's just trying to gather his team, collect it, make sure that everyone's fresh, that nothing happens here on the defensive side to close this two-goal gap.
And so it'll be High Point here in possession. Can they make something happen quickly? Attacking is Can. Can drives in. Can gives it off in front. Shot at the buzzer. It missed from Wickstead. We'll see.
At St. Joe's University, two of the best young coaches. And then probably my third is I'm looking at who's next up. Who's the next best assistant coach? He's standing on the sidelines over there, Paul Richards.
Yeah, absolutely. Accardo wins the face-off. That's 10 of 15 he's won today.
Just come and everyone's chipping in.
Accardo wins the face-off. High Point trying to keep the momentum going. That's 11 of 16 today for the Panthers. Wickstead. This is going to be another win for High Point.
It just shows you, Mike, like the difference in the athletes that Richmond has in the first midfield. They're trying to pull.
Men's Lacrosse Championship off the face-off. It gets tied up. What an effort to knock it away there by Scott Moore. Ground ball is still loose, and it belongs to High Point. It's out to Bunton.
If you're going to win the game at High Point, you need effort there, like number 14, Scott.
And it's a two-goal lead again. Richmond lands another jab to push High Point back.
And a ton of credit to Creo, who's been fantastic this week here playing for the Spiders. He's 5'8", 175, soaking wet, but the kid shoots at about 175 miles an hour.
Yeah. Richmond in front by 3, and the face-off won by the Spiders as well. Chenoy attacks and scores!
Anything you can do, I can do better. Here we are. We're sitting up here in the booth talking about Accardo. Chenoy's like, you know what? I can still play this game. I'm a hell of a lacrosse player and a face-off player at that. They end up winning the ball back, and as a result, you're going to see Pilling throws the ball up the field to Chenoy, who's behind the defense. They get a fast break. High Point doesn't slide to him. He puts the ball in the back of the net. What a great take there by Jared Chenoy. He already has a goal and an assist, and you can see right now on the field, he might be feeling it a little bit. I don't know if it's the weather or the hit, but we're going to take a little time here to figure out what's going on.
Yeah, whether it's Dicenso, whether it's Strickland, Chenoy has been great today. It's only Accardo taking face-offs for High Point. Richmond is able to continuously kind of throw some fresh bodies at him.
I love that because also, too, these face-off guys have different techniques. And look at that. That's just a ride-back goal. It's Pilling once again, you know, getting in there, making a play. It's Stoll. Those guys are great between the lines. Earlier in the year, Virginia was a top 15 program. They're not going to make the tournament this year. And Georgetown, too, a program that over the last couple of years has made the NCAA tournament. Yeah. Most likely they're on the outside looking their way in, too. So that's why it's even more important to win this game. God forbid that the selectors don't view their resume too enough, because their losses are losses. He's got from up top, he's got one from behind, and right there he's got an off-ball goal. He's got a trifecta right now for the Spiders.
Richmond wins the face-off as well. Spiders on a run of 7 in a row and counting. And I'm sure it's just wave after wave after wave, and you really can see High Point kind of starting to wear down.
They're starting to wear down a little bit. And that's what happens when you turn the ball over. If you're not winning face-offs, your defense is getting tired. the only way to stop that is by literally making stops, or at some point in time in a player, you're looking at your coaches and be like, we need a timeout.
Bunton with 2 today, now has 39 goals on the season, a new record.
What an impressive feat by him. Braden Maya, who had the record there for High Point, was an awesome player for them over his course of his career.
Chenoy off the face-off with the shot. And I believe Overend might have actually gotten a piece of that.
True. Oh, everyone is eating right now for the Spiders. Now they extend their lead to 6.
Strickland on the face-off, bodies up Accardo, looking for wing help, but Accardo able to win it. You talked about this in the St. Joe's game. Good luck trying to figure out who's the MOP in this game.
I'm scratching my head, Mike, trying to figure out. And I just think that goes to show you that's almost it just shows you the strength and depth that this Richmond team has and how many good players. It could be anybody.
Out to the left and Bunton trying to rush in, gets checked and loses it. Vigu trying to superstar because of how balanced they are. I would disagree. I'd say they're loaded with superstars.
They are. I think Coach Samadi was being very humble about his team and the players that they have. Merklander could have shot it there. He did a one more pass to Packard. Packard looks like he wants to step in and shoot it. He throws in one more to O'Neal, who does the dipsy-do with the fakes and finally scoring the highlight reel goal. But they are just contributing and dominating on all.
One with 25 seconds to go. As Accardo and Strickland on the face-off. Won by Accardo. High Point trying to keep the pressure on, but with 15 seconds to go, here's Revere.
Wiped off because it was just a regular push, no cross check, so it's going to be even strength here.
Ground ball still loose. High Point wins it.
I'll tell you, Mike, what's special here is when these two teams,